This is the Mack G Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the Mack G Show. We've got another great guest here today. Let me read his bio. Ricky, do you got anything that you want to talk about, or are you good?
About what?
About life?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm anxious to get to our guest. So, Jon Sorenson, a Maine native born in Caribou and raised in Camden, graduated from the University of Maine with a degree in economics and finance. He met his wife, Karen, shortly after college, and together they raised 4 children while living in California, New York, and Connecticut before settling in Massachusetts. Jon has built a dynamic career in energy consulting, leading major projects and advising top firms. He was an active coach when his kids played sports and now enjoys golfing, skiing, and men's softball. Jon remains deeply involved with the University of Maine alumni activities and the New England Canada Business Council. Without further ado, Jon Sorenson.
Hello, how are you?
What's up?
That's
What's
a good
up?
intro.
What's
That's a
up?
good
That
intro.
was a very nice intro. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Thank
well, welcome to the show.
you. Yeah. I'm glad to be here.
So,
And by the way, before we get going, how many people do you know from Caribou, Maine?
2.
at least one.
One. Thank you.
You know, it's interesting. When I was doing a little bit of research on Maine,
Yeah.
so I'm embarrassed to admit this, I was so far off with what I thought Maine looked like. Like, I thought you followed the coastline, and then I thought like the last bit of Maine was like the furthest north of the
Like
state.
Nova Scotia?
It is like the coastline ends at like half the state, and the other half goes north of that into Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that?
Cool. Obviously,
you
I did.
didn't.
I just said Nova Scotia.
What people don't realize is that Bangor is the middle of the state. Bangor, they call it Northern Maine, but it's really Central Maine is the
I guess what I didn't
center of the state.
what I didn't realize is how much of Canada is south of the northernmost points of Maine.
Well,
Like
'cause
the east corner.
it wraps down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parts of New Brunswick wrap down. Okay, which
A lot.
One of them is specifically St. Andrews, so it wraps down. So you go up through Calais, but it
Yeah.
wraps down. Yeah.
My son had a girlfriend from Calais.
Did she?
Yeah. But again, there's so much
How
more.
How many teeth did she have?
There's no, she had them all.
I had a callus once.
Yep, he still does probably.
I think we all do.
I was just amazed at how far north it was. So, so we have a lot to talk about. I don't think we're going to cover all of your major topics, right?
that's fine.
I think we agreed earlier today we probably won't go into the energy thing.
Right.
And it's okay if it comes up, right? But there's
I've
just
only spent 35 years of my career in energy. But
Well,
that's
wiping
okay.
Wiping that right
That's
out. That's gone.
yeah, that's
Wiping it out.
yeah. So I think the first segment, if you will, I think is you grew up in Maine. Tell us about growing up in Maine. Anything unique? What do you remember of your childhood? Like, what is it to be a Mainer?
Is that what you call the Mainer?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you call it?
well,
They call it
it's a
Mainer.
Mainer or a maniac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Down Easter.
We weren't quite down east yet.
I thought they call them Down Easters.
Yeah, but
people
they
from Maine.
are north, down east. Okay.
So you weren't-
The big thing. The
Okay.
big thing about Maine is when I grew up, you would hear people say, "You can't get there from here." Okay, that very big, thick accent.
Which
Those
is what was the thing that you do a good job of? That was
Bet and I.
Wasn't that on a
Do you know
commercial?
about Bert
Yeah.
Nye?
So Bert and I. Okay. So Marshall.
Radio, right?
Yeah. No. Yes. Marshall Dodge.
You do have a
and-
radio voice, though.
Yeah. Marshall and
didn't decline it. Didn't say no.
Marshall Dodge and Tim.
McGraw.
No.
He did that too.
Singer.
Wow.
Anyway, they had a show called Bet and I. And we had a bookstore in our town, Camden, and it was called The Owl and Turtle. And on Sunday nights, Bert and I, Marshall and Tim, would come there, and they'd do their stick. And so the answer, the point being, is it was funny, right? And so there were a lot of manierisms.
Yes.
And
the accent being the
the
biggest
accent
thing.
being the one, especially for the people along the coast, and the further down east you got, the thicker and slower it got. So, for example, Camden had a harbor, So and so that's why they came. And so Bet and I would say, I just want to tell you, we brought the Bluebird into Camden Harbor.
He nails it.
And they go,
Sounds pretty
and
good.
they go, ka-chug, ka-chug. And we'd all say, why are you doing ka-chug? Oh, we had the diesel on. So, okay. And we just.
So were you interact when they were there? You would interact.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
So maybe not with me because I was a kid, but with my parents and other people in the crowd.
Right.
So anyway, Maine, what you don't realize growing up is candidly what a great state it is. The mountains meet the sea is real. I grew up in Camden, had no appreciation at the time that I'm either on a boat, swimming in the ocean, sailboarding, or then I'm climbing a mountain or I'm skiing.
You were a good skier, right? In college?
That's what I've been told. Anyway, so
We're gonna cover that when we get to the college
I think we're gonna
section.
cover that in another time. Come on, you're getting ahead of yourself there, Ricky. Ricky's had a little gumball over there.
I don't
or
think you
something.
should have too many notes there.
I like notes.
Put them
No,
off to
no,
the
no.
side. Just
I
talk.
like this.
We'll lead you down the path.
No, you know
Just
what?
put,
There's no ink on that. It's just blank paper.
It's blank. It's blank. I'm a note taker.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, it's a great place to grow up if you love the outdoors because again, we'd swim in Hosmer's Pond.
Yeah.
We'd climb Mount Batty. And you know what was really fun is we would climb.
Your first girlfriend was from Mount Batty?
Yeah. Yep. No, her name was Betty.
Betty from Mount Batty.
From Mount Batty.
Yep.
We would climb the mountain on the face and strap a case of beer in high school on our backs.
While you drank in high school?
We do not condone underage
probably-
drinking on the Mack G Show.
I probably drank, unfortunately.
Yep.
Before that. Anyway, with that said, and then we'd drink the case of beer and then watch the sun come back up, which was just
Jeff, some
amazing.
girls with you then, or was it just you and the boys?
It was just us and the boys. Yeah, we couldn't get the chicks to do that. Anyway, the point is, it's a great place from a outdoor perspective.
A lot to offer.
A lot to offer. Didn't realize it at the time, but it was also very hickish. You know what I mean, in the sense that we were not necessarily connected to, when the mall opened in Bangor, that was like a big deal.
So I should know this. How far away is Camden from Bangor?
An hour and a half to Bangor.
South?
Okay. North. West.
Yeah.
Hour and a half south, east to Portland.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So it's an hour and a half each way. So from here, my home is 180 miles away.
Okay.
Yep.
But all that beauty, you still chose Massachusetts, is just because that's where
Where were we?
you were talking. I was saying that all that wonder, but you chose to set up shop in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean,
just families here, closer to Boston.
Real sports.
I know why.
Airplane.
Well, you can root for Boston up in Maine, which you did.
I did. But trains, planes, and automobiles, it's a lot easier to move and get around and go places. So
I got you.
matter of fact, I will never move back to Maine. I would have a house in Maine, but I would never be a permanent resident in Maine.
Okay, so you go from growing up in Maine.
Yep.
Was there any doubt that you would go to the University of Maine, or did you have to make a choice?
Great question. And the answer is I applied to multiple places. For example, Wentworth down here, UVM, UNH, got into all the other places. However, my parents were pretty clear. John, we're excited you're going to college. You're going to the University of Maine.
You got in other places, but you were always going to go there. But again, that ended up being the right decision.
Oh,
for you.
it ended up being great. Right?
Okay.
Let's face it. So
Got it.
As I said, I went to UMaine, the University of Maine, and played ball my freshman year, and met Brad Kimball and Steve Harrington, and pledged Delta Tau Delta, and that whole process started. And the great thing about being a fraternity, yes, it's about being like on a Super Bowl team. It's great friendship and bonding, but for what I do say to everybody is it taught me to get more organized, because we had to do house duties and you just structured your life a lot better.
Gives you some life skills if you
A lot of life
laundry,
skills, and I
doing
needed
lawn.
to do it. So I was on kitchen crew. Okay. So we had Chuck. Remember I talked about Chuck?
I'm saying, did you have a house mom?
Oh, you had a guy named Chuck?
We had a guy named Chuck.
No, but did you have a house mom that cooked?
It was not Woodchuck.
Did you have a house mom that cooked?
Yeah, and his name was Chuck. Chuck the cook.
You had a house mom and it was a he.
He.
So that would be a house dad.
Right. So
Okay.
the point being is the house moms had stopped about 2 or 3 years earlier. Then Carol came, and
Because
then
of an incident with DTD.
I don't know about that. By the way, DTD was also at MIT and Tufts.
And Tufts.
Yeah.
That's right. I told you, they were the rich kids.
And we went
the
down
Tufts.
there, and
Does that mean they're always rich kids?
No.
Like
No,
like as
no.
as the fraternities go
DU was
across
the football
No, I'm saying
fraternity
as
at
it goes
Tufts.
across the country.
No, DU was the football fraternity at Tufts. I remember I was at another college, and DU was completely different. So it can be completely different from college to college, right?
And you want to hear our story when we went to Tufts fraternity?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So we came in there, and they on an afternoon, because we were going to the Patriots game on Sunday. So we decided we are going to crash at the Delta House at Tufts. Okay, we came in, and we're all bigger. You know, we're all larger than
Was
that.
that at BU?
That was at Tufts.
Oh, it's no, okay. Like they weren't the Patriots that we.
No, no,
You would
It was that played at Sullivan
this
Stadium.
Right.
No, this would have been late '80s, so it was
Yeah.
like pre.
no, early '80s.
No,
I'm older.
Okay,
than
got
you.
it. But I'm saying it was before the Patriots were
you
anything.
They were
to
at Sullivan
Foxborough?
Stadium.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
It
just
was called back then
Schaefer.
Schaefer, actually.
Schaefer.
Schaefer Stadium.
Yeah.
Aluminum benches.
Yep.
You
I'm
remember?
sorry. I didn't.
Yeah.
watch-
10,000 people a game. That was it.
Yep.
I mean, you could get tickets for $5.
Yep.
There was nothing.
I was
Yep.
on those stands for the last game.
Oh, you were? That's nothing to be proud of. Anyway,
It's absolutely something to be proud of. I'm not a front runner. I don't just jump from team to team.
I was there on the last game and the first game of the new.
Were you really?
I was season ticket holder then.
your dad
The
was?
Snow Bowl? No, I was. The
You were?
Snow Bowl game?
You were there?
Snowball game.
I was at the Snow Bowl game.
You know who had an awesome
watched
game in
that
the
on TV.
snowball?
Oh.
Freaking
Oh,
Wiggins.
Wiggy.
Wiggins.
Yeah,
He had like
that's
10
right.
catches that
He did.
game.
He
It was
did.
awesome.
He did have 10 catches.
Local
that
kid
game.
done right. All right, so go ahead. You went to the kid.
Okay, but you know what? We're going to.
We got to speed it up.
Okay,
on,
so-
that, on that story.
That story will
Gotta
make it
flip that
quick.
shit, Larry.
We went in there and basically caused a lot of havoc, and they were having a party that night. And our guys were all bigger, stronger. When we come in, you know, the beer muscles on. We're getting everybody's drinking. They had a beautiful pool table.
The lumberjacks are
You got
coming in.
into a fight with the Tufts chapter of the DTD.
It was even better than that. And
I
so,
thought you were supposed to come together.
I know,
You're
but-
brothers.
Yeah, but guess what? One of our guys got really hammered. Next thing you know, he knocks a beer over on the beautiful slate pool table. We also had a brother who was a dwarf. His name was Spiegel. Okay,
We prefer little people.
Hold on, I might have to pause right now. I'm not sure I can recover from this.
Hot
You
shit.
did.
Hot shit.
You
in,
did.
in our house. Yeah,
Right.
hot
So,
shit.
it's fine.
Eric Spiegel.
No, remember,
Rick Spiegel.
Remember, 2 minutes ago we said we were bigger.
Everyone except that.
Remember, follow the yellow brick road.
You brought him in for the law of averages.
Follow
Gonna break down
Follow the yellow
average
brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
so
They were
next
nuts,
thing,
by the way. On the
next thing you know,
on the
they shut off
Yeah.
our buddy Link. Okay, and so and
Oh, his
and
name was Link?
Jeff Lindquist. Link.
Okay.
He grabs the bartender by the throat.
By the ankle.
No, by the throat. And our buddy Spiegel,
I think Ricky
our
might
buddy
be
Spiegel,
right.
the dwarf,
Oh
decided.
no, it wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Decided
thought you were talking
to
about
urinate on the bartender at the same time. Link had him by the throat.
That doesn't help. The
Next thing you
the
know,
camaraderie between
next
the two.
thing you know, the Blues show up. We're
brothers.
getting thrown out. I spent a night in the paddy wagon. Look
Did
out.
they?
Wow, really?
Did you ever invite them up to your school?
Needless to
Yeah,
say,
no, we're not going to come.
needless to say, we were one and done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Ricky, segue. You're very much involved in the university now. So we haven't gone over that yet, right? We haven't gone over that yet. So your involvement in the university now and what you're most proud of with that involvement.
So got involved with the university. I got recruited because my company did work with the university, managing their energy back in 2003. Janet Waldron, CFO at the time, said, hey, you need to get involved. Because remember, we'd lived all over the country and then made our way back. And so 2003 forward is when I...
Do you live in L.A.?
Orange County, yep.
Right.
Yep. And so...
DOC.
Yeah, that's right. 90214.
Really?
I don't think it was that.
No. Well, it's
90210.
9 something.
I know. I was
90210.
joking.
Right,
I
okay.
know.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Got it.
I thought you might have known because you lived there.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, long story longer. We had I got involved, and so initially got involved with the business school, got involved with the engineering, College of Engineering. That turned out to be long. In other words, 19 years on the college, the business school, and I've been chairman, and I'm now chairman again for the third time. Chairman of the business and the graduate school. I run the board for that, and I just had an executive committee meeting on Friday.
How do you have time to do all this stuff?
I make it. You make it. You never have time. Busy people find it. You make it. And then I've been on engineering. I love it.
Cocaine helps too.
So
That wasn't me.
So with that said, I started Black Bears of Boston, this alumni group back in early 2000s. And we had events around hockey and all the activities. And then Ed Keefe and I co-founded the Boston Executive Club of the University of Maine. What would you say? What the fuck is that? Am I allowed to say F on this? I apologize.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
you actually get penalized if you don't.
Okay, really? So with that said, we got tired of Harvard Club, we got tired of the BC Club, and we said we're going to form our own club, our own group, and bring Maine down
You sound
here.
so elitist right now. We're tired of the Harvard Club.
No, that's more
teasing
fighting.
you.
No, but
Fighting the man.
I've been, when
No, I'm
you're
just
in business, you go to a bunch of events with them,
No, I
and
know.
they,
I'm just
and,
kidding.
and they shove BC and Harvard down your throat. And, we're like, there's 8,000 of us back then, 5. Now that's 8,800, a 495 in. Come on, bring them together. And this, all
Do
the
you get a cut of their dues?
No, and all the great things that were happening, I should. All the great things that were happening at UMaine, we're trying to bring it down, bring the present down.
Has he ever invited you to a game?
Yeah,
Oh,
Friday
God,
night.
a zillion. I invited them this Friday.
Oh,
We
okay.
got to go watch a high school.
All right, well,
football game.
Ricky, you take it from here then.
What?
Do you want to go? Are you interested?
I think it'd be fun, right?
Okay, then-
but do you only one of us can go, or all three of us? Can go?
Okay, so here's the deal.
You only have 2 seats.
Mack G and the Big Love will go UMass Lowell
Okay.
the 10th and the 11th.
Got it.
January 10th and 11th.
Wait, it's got to be 2 nights? I don't know if I can commit. That's a lot.
All right, you guys
Give
go
me one night. One
you
night.
guys go Friday night. I'm going to bring all the UMaine alum on
Oh, there we
Saturday
go.
night. How's that?
Okay.
Deal?
The midget.
Frankie?
Do you still hang with him?
Rick Spiegel. He came
Can you
to
bring him in so I could look tall?
No, now I feel bad because if he listens,
He's not a
in,
midget, he's a dwarf.
Got
There's a
it.
big difference.
Got it.
That's they like little people.
There's something funny about saying there's a big difference.
So I'd started all these
It would be
things.
better if it
I've been
was a
very
small
active,
difference.
but
Yes.
as much as I have been involved, and I appreciate that, and I've won a bunch of awards and things, and thank you. I won this Presidential Stillwater Award. There's only been like 20 in the history.
Ricky won the 18th.
Yeah, I know. As he should.
Honestly,
But
my
it
cousin won it twice, but it was right when it came out, so there weren't a lot of people involved.
And your cousin's the same cousin Vinny, right? It's Vinny.
No.
It's Vinny Bag
We
of
can't
Donuts.
say what this is,
Yeah, I
but
know.
who's the cousin you always talk about that plays football?
Yeah.
Your nephew?
Yeah, my nephew.
His nephew.
What do you call him?
He's from East Long
What do you
Meadow.
call him? Do you have a name for him?
Yeah, his name. Len, is it Lenny?
I forget. We got to go to the text
It's-
thread. All right,
it's
but
Vinny.
I think you were
No,
about
point
to
I'm
say
saying
my
is
nephew's not
you're the
Vinny.
most. You feel the best about helping.
I've recruited a lot of kids. I've helped a lot of kids, and I love that. That's the coaching, teaching.
Yeah. Yep.
My dad was that way.
Yep.
We're all blessed, right? I remember your parents, great parents. Ricky's parents, great parents. My
Yep.
parents have both passed.
Yep.
Yours have both passed. But the point
Yep.
is, we were lucky. We all had great parents. So,
Yep. For sure. So Ricky,
Yeah.
Give back.
you want
baby.
to talk
Give
about
back. Give back.
skiing?
Yes, I heard you were a really good skier in college. Some say like you were almost a Olympic level skier, and I don't know.
Face.
I'm trying
Look
to
at
think of the
his
night that someone told me that. I'm like, all right, did he tell me that? And maybe it's
wasn't
not
me.
true, but I'm thinking about it, and somebody else told me. So, how good of a skier were you?
So growing up in Camden, Maine, what's great about growing up in Camden, Maine, mountains meet the sea. We had the Camden Snowball. So when you're 3 years old, your mom and the town, they're throwing people on the hill. So what did we do as kids? We skied and we played ice hockey on Hosmer Pond, and then they had a rink also at the Snowball. So we played hockey,
Hockey.
not
Hacky.
organized, and we skied. And I also played a lot of hoops. As a matter of fact, I went up to UMaine.
Must be hard on the ice playing
It
basketball.
was.
Is it the Celtics minor league team is up in Maine?
Yeah, Maine used to be called Maine Lobsters.
Yeah.
Now they're Maine Celtics.
Oh, well, they have the Red Claws or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Okay.
it was Maine Lobsters, then the Red Claws,
Yeah.
then now they're Maine Celtics.
Okay. So there's a story
skiing,
of there's like
skiing. I worked hard.
there was
and
a
end up
Norwegian
doing well.
there was a Norwegian kid that moved to town.
That's
Stefan.
right, Stefan.
But you grew up skiing. Like that's all you did. It was your second nature,
Well, it's big,
Right?
right?
Yeah, it
in
was
Maine.
big.
like
so
that's all you did.
But Ricky, so Stefan comes in from Norway.
And he motivated all of
Everyone
us.
thought
And
he was the ball.
He was the best.
right?
Shit.
And
He's
so
still he visited here last year. We went to breakfast. He's still racing in Norway.
Oh.
Still in the senior league.
Excellent.
This guy can ski.
Senior. So you're in some I don't know if it's states or something. You're competing.
Yep.
And Stefan goes down.
Correct.
Right.
This is the regionals right before the state.
There you go. So
always-
now
that kid
It's the
always fell apart at
eastern
the-
part of the
your
state.
coach comes to you and says, "John,
No, before he comes to me.
stand up."
Why are you shitting
No,
on the story,
no.
man?
No, before he comes to me,
Yeah.
I race.
Okay.
And I have the best run of my life to that day. And
Got it.
I'm in first place by a bunch.
But you get to race again that
Oh,
day.
you have to take 2 runs, right?
Okay.
So I'm first place by a bunch.
In your team.
And the team's
Is it the average or is it the better race?
His
It's gotta be
probably
the
score.
average.
No, his probably the highest score.
the score, you put them together.
Yeah. Oh, so you have to. It's not
Right.
like, oh, I got the best run and now don't they do that in like skateboarding and stuff?
Maybe, but
I think if we were in Germany,
not in ski racing. You have 2 runs.
Right. And they both count.
Correct. They both count. So here's the deal.
but he's in first because his both scores were.
No, I'm in first
And he has one more
because
run.
Stefan fell. So I'm in first, and I'm in first by a
Well,
bunch.
you're still in first, even though.
Yep, and the
Stefan's-
team is in first.
And the coach
So
comes
Coach
to you.
Dan Richards, who was my dad's business partner in the summers at R&S Construction doing mason work, comes up to me, puts his arm around me. He said, "Unbelievable run. I love it. I'm so proud of you. Just stand up. The team's in first. We're going to win it.
Throttle it back.
Throttle it
Don't
back."
try to be a hero.
So when they
Don't-
say stand up, just go easily. Just
Don't
kinda
try to be a
buzz
hero.
down.
Right.
And
And
what did John do?
Yeah.
Tried to be a
the
hero.
complete opposite. I wanted to set a record.
So you wanted to beat your score.
I not only want to beat my score, I wanted to have the best
No,
run
but when
ever.
John, when the coach is telling you it, are you like this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'll do that.
like,
Screw him.
And back then, this is before helmets, right? So, so the point being is I was flying down this course.
Bat out of hell.
I mean, flying. And then there's what's called an L gate, 4 gates before the finish line. And I friggin' took it really high.
L gate.
Right, an L gate. Took it really high.
Why are they
and
gonna
then
put
tried
the
to
gate there?
And guess what?
Didn't make it.
Hit on my face, straight face plant. And the crowd, you could hear everybody was like,
And you said you got on the bus and no
I
one
got
would
on the
talk
bus.
to you.
No one would talk to me. The coach wouldn't talk to me.
So
And
that screwed
worst
up your
of-
first place
and-
with your team.
Oh yeah.
Well, they didn't
we got
move
second.
on.
No, we got second.
Okay.
So we still got into the states.
Oh, there you go.
But and then in the states, I got 4th in the state in
Overall?
slalom.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah. And then 7th in with all over the whole state.
That's nice.
It was nice.
Very
and
cool.
then so I was ranked
So if you had a
nationally.
little Nancy Kerrigan action, maybe you make the Olympics.
Jeff Galooly. You needed to get
no,
over
no,
Jeff.
I wasn't that good, man. I mean,
You
it
just
was
said 4th.
in the state of Maine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, guess what? I mean, I was 131 ranked
I got to tell
nationally.
you, Maine's got to be way higher than like Florida.
True.
Texas.
Yeah,
True.
all right. So it was good. And but what the point is, and then I ended up, I raced USSA. So I did the national. I went all over the place in the car. Had a Volkswagen Bug, and I raced in New York and
Wow.
Massachusetts. I did all that shit. But point being is it just led me to my father being the teacher, led me to teaching and coaching and ski instructing, and I loved it. It was fun.
So shifting gears, you are someone that nicknames are a part of your world, whether it's your own nickname or you giving out nicknames,
Yeah, I love it.
right?
I do.
So, do you have a list of all the nicknames for you? We know one.
Yeah. So
Are you allowed to say them all?
Yeah, well, so this all started again back in the fraternity days. So when I moved to the fraternity across Delta, across was Stoddard Hall. So I moved into a room called the Mirrors, which was right above the main door because we had mirrors all over, So
There's a story behind that.
Mike Griffith, myself, and Craig Kelsey, it might have been Brad Marston too. We're in the Mirrors. Okay, that was our room, and then you sleep in the Ram up like a bunk, No, but you sleep upstairs with 50
Are
beds.
you starting to get confused?
Okay.
That reminds me of like Luke Skywalker.
No,
when he was in the
It seems
snow.
like a lot of detail. But go
Okay,
ahead.
but you know what? It's like an army barracks, and the attic is an army barracks where all the bunks are, and then but you have a room you share with guys where you study and change and all that bullshit. Anyway, one of my
I don't know if you had to say change.
okay, one of my
Did you have to say change?
all right, okay,
Whatever. Live. You live.
live, get
Live.
naked.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, let's not.
get naked.
Okay.
Anyway,
This took a weird turn. All right, go ahead.
so a buddy of mine was across the Jeff Lindquist. We're best men in each
Was that
other's
the
wedding.
dwarf?
No, it was not.
You
was
brought
Hank.
up Lindquist before.
I don't know. I have not brought up Jeff Lindquist.
Yes, you did.
No, I brought up Eric Spiegel, not Jeff Lindquist.
Was he the one that got in the fight?
Oh,
No,
I
that
did.
was-
Yes,
that was
you-
that was
someone's
Chucky.
paying
Yeah,
attention.
that's right. So Link was before he was a Delt, was in Stoddard Hall. So I would run over to Stoddard Hall to go see him. And friggin' Griff would go, "You're a dorm rat. You're a friggin' rat. You're a mouse. What? You're a piece of cheese. You're cheese. You're cheese. I hate you. You're cheese." So I'm like, and it stuck.
Cheese.
Cheese. So it stuck. And at first I hated it. I mean, I hated it.
Then you gotta go with it.
Because you know what? He's calling me cheese, you know, like a dorm, a rat, or, you know, eating cheese. And I didn't like it. I hated it. But that was because my buddy.
So you know what you do? The first person who calls you cheese, you punch him in the
I know,
face.
but here's the problem.
No one's
Okay.
gonna call you cheese anymore.
Okay, so he's 6'3", 6'4".
Right.
Get a bat.
Had been on the football team.
No, the last thing,
Okay.
the thing that sucks about a nickname is that if you don't like it, if you show resistance,
That's what happened.
they're going to call you even more. There's just
stuck.
nothing you can do.
So here's what happened, though. I ended up at first I resisted and it grew, but then embraced because I got involved with campus. And so everybody was calling me the cheese. And then it was the big cheese because I wasn't doing all these things. And so, oh, there's the big cheese. Oh, cheese, the chease.
North
And
of the border, they were calling you fromage.
or maybe.
That's
in-
cheese.
Nacho, that's nacho cheese.
Yeah. Maybe nacho down if I'd gone to Mexico.
All right, so number one, you didn't have one in high school?
No.
Or as a kid?
Nope.
Nope? All
No,
right.
So that was that. But then the
Cheese.
fraternity, when kids pledged, we gave them crud names. And so I embraced giving kid, and so I
Wait,
ended
a
up
crud name is like it's admittedly a nasty name until you become a brother.
correct.
Okay.
I failed to remember my crud name.
You mean like while you're Russian?
While-
Irish
yeah,
crud name?
while rush, you're now a pledge,
You pledge.
and you pledge.
Thank
and
you,
now-
sir. May I have another?
And then you're going
So
to
your pledges
It's
are-
2 weeks before Hell Week. You get a crud name.
Okay. Boom.
and that's
how-
all they call you.
From that point forward. Those
For 2
10
weeks.
For 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's it.
Can I ask you what the worst name was?
I
That you
get-
can remember.
I gave one uranium.
That's not that bad.
Well, it's the skin between your asshole and
That's uranium?
your
I thought that
Uranum.
I thought that was a taint.
Uranum.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a
Uranium.
taint.
Yeah.
You know, we had fun ones. Okay, my
Fun.
my-
to everyone
So
but
that
the
was
pledge.
a bad name then if you got it. You don't want to be
I
uranium.
gave it to Link.
Oh, poor Link.
Oh.
I gave Harry first gear. Why? Harry, Steve Harrington, who I met in the baseball field, pitcher, and he
Never got out of first gear. He was slow.
slow.
See, I feel like
First
you were
game.
really lenient with the names.
Well, I mean, think about it though. It only lasts for 2 weeks, so it's like you're putting this creativity in for something that's fleeting.
Right, but
Unless it's-
No, this is special.
But they stuck. So last night we go to the hockey game, UMaine hockey game. So who am I with? So I gave Don Sharp, was from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Cherry Hill, and so he went to Maine. He was recruited to play, and then didn't make the team. He got cut. So I gave him the nickname Puck. Well, guess what? He's still called Puck to this
Oh.
day. Jeff Warming gave him the nickname Worm. He's still called Worm.
That's not that creative.
I know, but
I mean, it's a little play on letters, but it's a good one.
My friend John Burke, call him Berkey.
so the point being is, and
I want to go back to your nicknames.
okay.
So we got Cheese.
so
Is the
Cheese,
only other
and
one
so-
the one that we know?
And so the only other one was
Big Love.
And so what happened there is Pat Tomorrow, Danny, I hang out with the 3 or 4 Cowboys, right?
Yep.
Over Danny's
That is a softball team in town.
Yep.
Who won a gazillion championships in a.
9 championships. I get reminded on a daily
Yep.
basis.
Yep.
So Paulie J,
Yep. Who was here earlier in the recording.
I hang out with the individuals. I guess it was an HBO special, and Pat and Paulie and Danny were watching this HBO special called The Big Love, right? And so the guy, and I guess I looked something like The Big Love, and so Pat started it, but then Dan embellished it. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, so I was against it. There
I
it
think
goes.
Big Love to me is, I think you can,
So what it
we
turned
can all
to,
embrace that as a good nickname.
So what it turned to, what it turned to was, because I'm a loving person and love people and help people and a good buddy, it turned in, The Big Love. You know, a good person, and that way. You know what I mean?
You
So
talked about them
that's
thinking
good.
that you look like someone. You know who we think he looks like?
Steve Bannon.
Is he from?
Yeah, I've got Steve Bannon, I got Bob Costas, I got
No.
Robert Urich, I got John Cougar Mellencamp.
Nope. No,
and
the
then
guy that's on
Oliver.
The Bear.
I've got Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt.
Yeah.
The Bear.
No, I'm so much better looking than
I
him.
didn't. Sometimes you can look like someone and still be better looking than
But
them.
I got Bob Costas, Robert Urich, when I was younger. Bob Costas, Robert Urich, and John Cougar Mellencamp all the time. Mm-hmm. And then as I got older, I got Orson Welles from Pat.
the Elephant Man.
No, the young Orson Welles, right? The
Okay.
younger Orson Welles. Then
Yeah.
I got Oliver Platt, and then Steve Bannon.
All right. So no other nicknames other than that.
For me, no. But,
Okay.
But as you know, I love giving kids nicknames.
Okay.
And
so here we go.
The soccer and the
That
hockey.
sounded wrong.
I bring them over to my house and I give them nicknames.
No.
Jesus Christ.
All right, that's fine.
No, we know that's not the case.
Okay, so anyway.
So you're gonna go through the nicknames? Or
Do you
no?
want me to give you some of them or not? I had the elk, EJ the elk, and I saw the elk.
Is he a
too.
big kid?
No, he wasn't. But EJ,
That would have
the
been
elk.
better. I think I could have done good at this.
Let's see. Will Goodwill Hunting
That's a good one.
for Shannon.
Yep.
He was Goodwill Hunting.
That's a good one.
Let's see. We had some. We had some good soccer ones too.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Big toe.
Who?
The Big Toe?
Big Toe.
Sergeant Hulka? Remember that?
Yeah.
Stripes?
Oh,
the
you,
big
you guys. Did you know Nate Collins?
Yes.
Okay, fast runner.
Very.
Okay, so I called him Nate the Flash Collins.
That's good.
Wow, how'd you come up with that?
I know.
And he always wore red.
Okay. You know Sam Brockelman. Remember him?
Yep.
I called him the photographer.
Because?
He, when he was younger, he was a little bit better at that point than the other kids. So he'd make this great pass or great goal, and he'd stop. And he'd look and kind of embellish.
Like he was taking a picture.
Like he was taking a picture, like, look at that pass I just made.
Oh, that's good.
So I used to give him shit. I'm like, Sam, enough of the photography.
I gotcha.
You know?
I gotcha.
Anyway,
All right.
He could have done it a little like at a higher level if he wanted to. Truth.
What do you mean?
His announcing.
I could have done.
yeah.
I told you Gary Tangway, a buddy of mine. So Gary's like, why don't you go for the Nesson job? But I did. You know.
That would be a change of lifestyle for sure.
Well, and they don't make a ton.
Why they travel? He travels just as much as
No, but he wouldn't be able to do that.
what?
He wouldn't be able to do a
No,
stage
you-
job if he
you
was
have to
doing
change.
that.
You have to change a lot.
Yeah. All right. Shifting gears. Next, we would like to. We filmed before this.
Yes, we did.
You doing the perfect pour.
Correct.
I don't know if everyone knows what the perfect pour is. Why don't you explain what the perfect pour is? Why don't you explain how you learn how to do the perfect pour, and then we'll take it from there.
So anyway, I've always liked Guinness, but then when I had heart surgery in 2010, having a heart-to-heart with my doctor and at Leahy Burlington, and he goes, you got to stop this, you got to stop that, and but he goes, you filled out the form, you were honest, you do drink, you do drink, and he goes, I see that you drank Guinness. He goes, if you're gonna drink one beer, Guinness would be it. It's heart healthy. That's what they thought at the time. It's heart healthy.
They
Vitamin
don't think
B.
that way now.
Well, there's more recent New England School of Medicine, all that back then.
Buzzkill.
Yeah, I know. More recently, alcohol's bad in general.
Mm-hmm.
But so the point is, I go, well, he goes, I'm covered there, and he goes, then after you have your one or two, you have Coors Light and be done. And I, of course, didn't quite do that, but and then red wine. That was his big thing.
Perfect pour.
And so fast forward to, I learned over the years, but I got better. Fast forward to Maddie, 2014, does a semester abroad. Okay. In Dublin, Ireland, at the University of Ireland in Dublin with Northeastern, right? Nursing school. So she's in the medical school there. So we go over for the parents' weekend, 5 days. For what do I want to do? The number one thing I wanted to do was go to the Guinness Factory. Did I go? Yes, we did. So it's 7 floors. We got there at 3:00 in the afternoon on Friday. Remember this vividly. Walk in through the Golden Gates.
That's nice.
Oh my God, there's nothing like it.
Like Willy Wonka.
By the way, yep, St. James Street. Okay, I mean, it for me, I'm like in heaven. I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps. I mean, this is, if you're a Guinness guy, this is like heaven. So I walk in, boom, and I go through, and it's 6 floors, and then there's a penthouse at the top, all glass. It's the tallest building, and they're not tall in Dublin. And it's the tallest building up on the hill, and you can see all over. It's stunning. And there's a bar up there. Anyway, I go through the tour not once, but twice, because you get to smell, you put your head in the vat and all that. So in the second time I went through, I was in a group of like 20 people, and they go, we're going to have a contest. I go, oh, good. We want to see who can pour Guinness the best.
Because they taught you how to do it?
Yeah, they
at this
taught you
point?
and they showed you and all that. So we do it, and
But this is with a draft.
this is with the draft.
Okay.
And so we do the contest, and I win. They go, this guy wins.
And you said he told you the story. A couple of them were blind?
Well, no, it was an elderly community.
and
came
2
in.
dwarfs again.
There were-
You're
I
like,
think
you
there
can't
was
escape the
6
dwarfs.
there was the wheelchair. 2 of the dwarfs couldn't even make the pour. They couldn't make the pour.
By the way,
They couldn't reach the shelf.
Since Willy Wonka was not in London, it was really in Dublin. There were multiple dwarfs all working in the vats.
Did they give you a little, like, some type of thing?
So yeah, I got a certificate. Like literally, I got a certificate.
Nice.
Won the perfect pour. But
They're like, hey, grab one of those 1,000.
but it gets better. It's just like it on TV. It gets better.
There's more.
I asked, please teach me how to do the perfect pour with a can. And I did that. And then they were like, you did it. You're the best. And so I brought this history and everywhere. And you've been with me. Both of you have been with me.
You can get belligerent if a bartender doesn't do it right.
I've seen it. It's not pretty.
I have.
You can just say yes.
Yes.
You do.
Now,
you know
if you're
what?
with him, you're like, oh, Jesus. Just
You know what I think's impressive? Not to belittle that, because that's good, right? There's this up in Kennebunk, Maine.
Yes.
There's Ryan's Corner House.
Yes.
Right? Irish bar.
We were there before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're from Ireland. They know how to do the different.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty cool. You know
yeah.
the designs on the top.
Yeah.
That's really
and
cool.
now they have a printing machine from Ireland
That'll do that?
That will do all that for them.
You gotta be
I'm
careful.
more-
It runs though. I watched a little bit.
I'm more
Like when
impressed
you-
with the
that
people
You put
that-
the thing on top
Oh,
of
I
it.
know.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
impressive.
cool though.
That
I'm more impressed. All right, so we will on the YouTube video
Yep.
of this, we will share you doing the perfect pour.
Perfect pour.
Right?
You know what? I have a suggestion. Let's break.
I believe the last segment of
Okay.
your first visit on the show is going to be trivia questions.
Okay, but did we talk about Denny Ballgame and that
Go,
nickname?
you
or
can
not?
say Denny, but go ahead.
Okay, I gave Denny Ballgame that nickname.
There we go.
Okay, fine.
We can confirm with him that he thinks. Would
I
he
know.
agree that you gave
Yes,
it to
he
him?
would, 100%.
Okay. Are you ready?
We're going into trivia, folks.
So we're gonna shift to trivia.
If we're doing man trivia, I'm gonna take a break. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
No.
It's a sleepy.
What the hell do I know?
It's
how
a
to roll?
sleepy state.
Not because you might get it. I want to let you know that I started with some easy ones.
I'm going to give you a couple.
Okay. I'm going to start with some easy ones.
If you get the question wrong, this is what you get.
No, don't do
It
that.
didn't work as well.
No, you can get this actually if you want to.
There you go. If you get it right.
If you get it right. Woo! And then if you get it wrong,
Whoa. It sounded like
That's it. That's better.
all right.
sounded
I don't
like
want to.
the other one sounded like a fart.
I know, but I don't want to go too crazy with that. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Should we let Ricky answer it? Try to answer it first, and then you can try to answer it.
Yeah.
You want to do it that
Ricky
way?
knows,
Yeah. Let's go.
Ricky knows everything about everything.
Okay, but don't.
No, I'm gonna
I don't want you to jump in on this because I think you're going to get it, but I don't know if Ricky will. What Maine town is known as the lighthouse capital of the world due to its high number of lighthouses?
Camden.
No.
Portland.
Portland is correct. You could have gotten that. It's one of the bigger cities there.
Where are you from, John?
The biggest. Camden.
He is. I'm not going to. Okay, what is the only national park in Maine, which is also one of the most visited national parks in the United States?
Acadia.
He's right.
I was going to say
We were going to let him.
Oh, are you going to give me an easy
We were
one?
going to let him answer that.
I mean,
Okay.
we were.
I'm going to get.
What mountain in Maine is the northern terminus of the Appalachian Trail, drawing thousands of hikers each year?
Mount Kawanamawanalea.
That's on Hawaii.
That's Hawaii. That was pretty good, though.
Do you know it?
Huh?
Do you know it?
Katahdin?
There you go. I'm just warning you. I started off with easy ones. Okay. This is one. It's a multiple choice question.
B.
Okay. It's a multiple choice question.
C.
Okay, you ready? What is the population of Maine? A, 1 million, B, 1.4 million, C, 1.8 million, or D, 2.2 million?
Got my answer.
Go.
You want B?
I said B.
He's right. It's B.
Look at that. You knew that.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
You did?
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Okay. I thought I was going to get you on that one.
Well done, buddy. Well done.
Wow. You are 4 for 4.
Who's counting?
Okay. Which
I'm not even
coastal,
from Maine. I'm
which
not-
coastal Maine town is known as the Christmas tree capital of the world due to its abundance of balsam fir trees?
Yeah, I don't. No clue.
You've run into a little bit of resistance on this.
Star Wars.
No, it's Madawaska.
Darth Vader.
It is not. It's a hyphenated name.
Van Buren?
Nope. Is Van Buren hyphenated? No, that's just a space.
No, that's not hyphenated.
Dover Foxcroft.
Oh, is it really? Dover
is.
Foxcroft?
It is.
Wouldn't have known that.
Now you do. Number 6. Maine is known for a specific.
Can I give you one? Or no?
Not yet.
All right.
I'm not supposed to know it.
But I am.
Maine is known for a specific type of boat which has a rounded bow and flat bottom and is commonly used for lobster fishing. What is this boat called?
A lobster.
No, I don't. Peapod? You ever heard that?
Yeah, but it's a lobster boat.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
All right. So
Yes,
John is claiming that
It's called a lobster boat.
was incorrect. Okay. Which city?
But it is a peapod.
Peapod. Which city in Maine has a street that was once officially designated as the world's most haunted street?
Bangor.
That's right. Do you know what the name of the street is?
I do.
It's in Boston.
State Street.
Yes. Okay. Very good. You're doing good. You know your state. Which Maine festival celebrates the arrival of spring with traditions like pancake breakfasts, open sugar houses, and maple candy?
Read it again.
Which Maine festival celebrates the arrival of spring with traditions like pancake breakfast, open sugar houses, and maple candy?
Well, there's the Freiburg Fair, the
Not-
Union Fair, the
no.
Lobster Festival.
No.
Topsville Fair.
Maine Maple Sunday.
I wouldn't have known that.
Okay. What is the state bird of Maine?
Chickadee dee 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 dee
I
dee
thought
dee.
Chickadee was Massachusetts.
We might have both have it. Well,
Can they do that?
so Massachusetts and Maine was part of Massachusetts.
One. They were one.
It's another question.
Until 1820.
Oh my God. That was one of the questions and he got it. You jumped the gun. I was going to ask you that. Okay.
You can still ask it.
What is the Maine state insect?
Mosquito.
No, should be.
I know. Black fly.
Nope.
Grasshopper.
You saw it?
Yep.
What is it?
I said grasshopper. B.
Honeybee.
Really?
It is.
No.
It is. It is. What large body of water shared with Canada is the deepest lake in Maine?
Moosehead.
The man is right. Okay. Maine was once part of Massachusetts.
We had a camp on Moosehead.
Oh, that explains it. Maine was once part of Massachusetts
Beaver
before
Cove.
becoming its own state. In what year did Maine become its own state?
1820.
Very good.
Not bad.
Stephen King
Not bad. Stephen
was
King.
born in
the
a
University
hospital
of Maine.
in Portland, Maine in 1947.
Good for him.
When he came home from the hospital, what town did the King family live in at the time?
Well, he's raised in Bangor. I'm sticking with Bangor.
Scarborough.
Really?
And his dad left the family when he was 2. Yep, Scarborough.
That's why the guy was so.
Cassandra's family had a place in Scarborough.
That's why the guy was just.
Jessica Fletcher, a famous novelist from Maine,
Yes.
was the inspiration for the TV series Murder, She Wrote. What real Maine town was the show based on?
Rockport.
Nope.
Rockport.
Not even in the form of a question. No,
Rockport.
it wasn't.
I'm surprised. I thought
East Boothbay, Maine.
it was Boothbury Harbor.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I'm surprised.
Okay,
I thought it
this
was
is one
Rockport.
I'm going to give you.
You know what? I thought it was Rockport.
It's this. I'm going to give you both 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay?
Fine.
5. Other than Maine, how many other states' names have one syllable?
Jesus.
Go.
2.
2. What do you say? Got to go. Got to answer.
3.
None.
I was gonna say
Maine
one
is
to
the
say
only state with one syllable.
Oh, really?
Yes. Think about that. All right. This one I don't expect you to get, but I just think it's a really funny answer when you hear it.
Ha ha.
Lubec, Maine is the easternmost town in the United States.
Correct.
What is the name of the peninsula in Lubec that marks the easternmost point in the U.S.?
Mount Desert Island.
No. It's a peninsula, not an island. So again,
Hold on.
this peninsula
I know where it is.
marks the easternmost point in the United States. I want Ricky to read the answer because you'll see why I thought it was really funny. It's the last one.
Can Ricky read?
Yes.
He can read?
But what's the answer?
He's a tooth guy.
What's the answer?
West Quaddy Head.
Only in Maine would the easternmost
Oh,
place
that's right, West
be
Quaddy.
called West Quaddy Head.
It makes sense.
How does that make sense? Is the east part in Canada?
No, because there's East and West Quaddy.
Yeah, but why would west be the furthest east?
Because
Why would it be East Quaddy?
I don't know. Can it?
I want to look into this.
You know
All
why?
right. So
You know
here's a trivia question.
Okay,
for
can
you
we
guys,
get this
for
or
the
is
two
it
of
too
you.
hard?
You ready?
Can we get it or is it too hard?
I'm not a fan of the
Can we
quiz.
guess it? Is it a guessable one?
I want the top 3
I'm out.
largest coastlines in the United States of America.
California.
But do we have to do them in order?
Yes, that would be nice.
I mean, Alaska's got to be big.
California and Maine. Boom. There you go.
Well, Maine's there. Is
Why is he asking?
Alaska? Alaska?
Alaska's 1.
Gotta be California, kid. How can you say
Hawaii?
No. Florida's 2.
And then Maine.
Maine's 3. California's 4.
no?
Wow.
Yep.
Well, because Florida goes this way and that way.
Yeah, but right. And California's straight.
You know what Florida?
Maine,
you know what Florida is?
What? How did you break this?
You know, I didn't touch it. You know what? You know what Florida is?
Come on.
The Wang in the United States.
Put your hair here.
The Wang.
Put
I
your
agree.
hair.
Kind of like Manhattan
Okay,
is
well,
to New York.
so that pretty much does it.
That does it.
Thank you
Wow,
for coming
can you-
on
can
for
you
the
be-
first time.
Can you believe it?
Yes. So thank you for coming on.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Any parting words?
Well, what do you guys all think? I want to know what everybody thinks out there. You know, Mack and G with TBL.
Listen, that's a good.
Could be a permanent thing. You know, kind of like the Big Show with
The Big O.
the Big O and the Big Show with Felger. Remember when they?
I told you.
The big
no,
show with the big cheese.
No, Felger and
ooh.
Maz with Big Jim Murray.
Yep.
That's
Felger Maz
right.
and Big Jim.
Okay. Well, let me say this.
Anyway, this is a lot of fun. And obviously, you got the best buddies here. I mean,
Yep.
this is the best of the best.
It is very good. But I probably should have said this up front. But we would love you to be more involved in the Mack and G Show. Not you. I'm talking about those people. Right?
I mean you.
Yeah. No, because you are involved.
I am you.
So-
by the way, Peter Frampton. Where's Paulie J?
Yeah. So realize you can catch us on YouTube. So we release once a week on Thursday on YouTube.
Yeah, I need a little help on this. On these
We'll help you.
departments.
I'll get you.
We're also on most of the streaming platforms for podcasts. So we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, and a host of others. We're on social media. So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok. I said YouTube, but that's more to watch our videos.
Do we have Facebook?
We're on Facebook. And then we also have our own website. It's mackandg.com. So there's a lot of good stuff there. So we would love you to be a part of all of that. We would love feedback, thoughts, ideas. You know, this really is for you, obviously.
For us.
Yeah. And so
And by the way, you and I talked about this the other day. My son, Jack Sorenson, Sorenson Fitness has a ton of followers. He's Instagram. He's this.
Let's go.
Let's tie that up.
I'd
somewhere.
love it. I'd love it.
We'll show you the link right here.
I don't know if we do
The
that.
link is up there.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, what
There's
you
a
can
link? There's
no,
a link?
No, you bring up a good point though. But with YouTube, right? You can link to another YouTube video. So you can do that thing, but it's got to be another YouTube video. So we can't really do to a link. But we can have a link in the show notes. We can have a link in the show notes.
Show notes. Show
Right.
notes.
Okay, so we're going.
We're
We've
going.
established a way that we kind of go out of the show, and that would be Ricky.
That Mike's attacking me, Mr.
What would be
Johnny
the way
Mac.
we go out?
See ya.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you need.
Okay.